Bye-bye. And let's go to Karen, who's calling from Sacramento. Again, our telephone number is 1-888-24-LIBERTY. That's 1-888-24-LIBERTY or 464-8295. Karen, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm a very happy subscriber to you, Bob.
Well, thank you very much.
I may have missed it in the letter, but I'm also a GMAC pensioner. Am I going to lose that pension when they go with bankruptcy?
Well, you're insured in that particular pension by I forget the name of it, but the Pension Guarantee Corporation or something like that. It's a hard one for me to remember. And you're insured. My guess is you lose all medical benefits, and you'll probably get 30 cents on the dollar. So if you were getting a check for $1,000 a month, you might end up with $300.
Well, not happy news.
I know, but I think it's you'd rather know the truth rather than sugarcoat it.
I'd rather know the truth, and happily I've been listening to Bob and doing some things. So.
Well, I want to add here, if it's any consolation whatsoever, that when the market's at 4,000 on the Dow, they will cut private pensions by 50% or more. The S&P 500 companies, which most of them are the ones with the pensions, because only 19% of Americans have pensions, they're underwater by $300 billion. And it would take them 10 years of earnings just to make that much money to replace it. And if they owe the $300 billion because the market goes to 4,000 on the Dow, they're going to be offside $600 billion. So they're going to cut theirs by two-thirds as well. And if that happens, I can assure you, us people on Social Security are going to get cut two-thirds as well. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to be a happy situation, and I guess misery loves company.
It's called the Pension Guarantee Fund. The U.S. Pension Benefit Guarantee Fund.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Anything else?
No, I agree with you, Dr. Stan, and I obviously agree with Bob. It's better. I'd rather go down knowing what's going to happen and making preparations that I have a little bit of control over here, and I just do the best and trust in the Lord.
But, of course, do not get into one of these things that, I hear them advertised all the time. We guarantee 14, 15% a year income on your money. Just give us your money, and you're guaranteed to get 14 to 15%. An awful lot of people who believe that when Madoff said it, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that certainly are going to these companies that guarantee that, and you just can't do that, not in this market.
Well, I'd like to add that in this kind of atmosphere and going further worse, there are no guarantees anymore of anything.
Yes.
There's one thing to do is just try to preserve what you have, okay?
Thank you so much, Dr. Stan and Bob.
God bless. Bye-bye. Well, let's go to Karen, who's calling us from Tennessee. Again, our number, 1-888-24-LIBERTY, 1-888-24-LIBERTY, or 464-8295. Hi, Karen. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. It's so great to get through to you.
Would you have a question or comment for our guest?
Yeah, my question is, I'm a renter, and I would like to buy something rural with a USDA rural development loan. And so I'm not looking to buy something and flip it and make a profit. I'm looking to find something to kind of hole up and get my garden going and stuff like that. So what would be your opinion on that little bit of a plan?
Are you interested in farming or just having a garden?
Just a garden.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It gets you out of harm's way for the most part. There's pluses and minuses from being away from the madness that happens in cities, is that you're not in the middle of it, but eventually what happens in trying times is that roving groups of people will go into the countryside looking for food and riches and things like that. And so if you do move into an area, you want to be in an area where other people are nearby and that you talk to each other about that possibility and helping one another in a terse situation. And so you've got to make sure you do that because, you know, you might be out in a rural area and there's nobody around and a group of people just happen to come by and say, well, we want all your food and your milk and so on and so forth.
So hopefully get in an area where there would be a rural watch as opposed to a neighborhood watch.
Well, I think you have to find that out. And, policing organizations are ill-equipped to take care of roving groups of people. And usually when you have them, you'll have criminal elements, and you'll also have people who are heavily armed that the police can't easily subdue, let's put it that way. And so you're kind of mostly on your own, so they better have some sort of a program where you move to, particularly if you're alone. Of course, in the city, it's probably worse. So the alternative of the two is to be out in the boonies.
And if you have some people that you know that you trust that can be close by, that's always a good thing to have. You never want to be completely isolated. Okay, anything else, Karen?
You got to think of medical care, too.
Right.
That's another thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay, anything else, Karen?
That's good. Thank you very much.
God bless. Let's go to Tom, who's calling us from Chicago. Again, our telephone number, 1-888-24-LIBERTY or 464-8295. Hi, Tom. How are you doing?
Real good. Dr. Stan, thank you so much for all your great programs. And Bob is a subscriber and a happy one. Thank you so much for all your great advice. What do you think about the lady that's just talking about having property in various states? With my wife and I own property in Arizona, and I'm always concerned about the fact that the Mexican invasion there. We own property in Mesa, and we're not getting much as far as rent. Would you advise us to get rid of that property?
You should have done it in between June and December of 2005. That's when we recommended it.
2002. We bought it in 2002.
Yeah, well, you could have got out with a profit then. You probably cannot now. I don't see any invasion from Mexico. I think the invasion has already happened. There's no jobs for people in America, so the amount of people coming from South America, Central America, and Mexico have trickled down to a few. In fact, there are some who have been going home for the last few years. In fact, if you notice in the Arizona Republic, there's articles, usually weekly, about the states in Mexico along the frontera that are complaining to the United States government that all of these former illegal aliens are coming home and they don't have housing, jobs, or any way to take care of them. And so I see that invasion not coming.
Well, that's good news.
Okay, fine. Well, fine. Thanks very much for calling, Tom. Anything else you wanted to ask?
No,
I would get rid of that property.
Oh, thank you for the advice.
Okay, God bless.
And put your money in gold and silver related assets.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.